Hi Libra, I'm going to do a self-love tarot reading. These are general messages. If it doesn't resonate with you this week, come back next week and maybe I can help you then. These are self-love messages designed for Spirit to showcase areas where we might be letting ourselves down, or areas we could be more authentic with ourselves. Self-love is about self-acceptance, but it's hard to accept parts of ourselves that we have yet to acknowledge. I shuffled just a little bit before we got started, Libra. Oh, we could do it again. I do a 6-card spread. In the first card is going to be how you feel, or maybe where you are. In the second card, it's going to be something that Spirit wants you to prioritize. Maybe your needs, or, just an area. Sorry about that. Shouldn't take long. Yard is very small. In this third position is going to be something where maybe you thought to yourself, I could deal with that thing later. But Spirit was like, nah, you got to focus on it now. In the fourth position is an area that Spirit wants us to showcase, to be more authentic with ourselves. In the fifth position is going to be something that Spirit wants you to let go of. In the sixth position is going to be something that Spirit wants you to acknowledge. It could be something in your environment that you're just not aware of, or you're not aware that it was for you, and Spirit wants to draw your attention to it. And in the seventh position, we have Spirit Message. I will clarify later on with the Shamanic Healing Oracle deck. They're beautiful cards. I will show you everything as we go. So let's go, Libra. Libra, right now, oh my God, this is great. You are in this Queen of Swords energy. I love this about you, Libra. Libra, I feel like people give you a bad rap. Oh, Libras are so romantic. Their heads are always in the clouds. Yeah, but where do opportunities come from? The clouds. Anyway, Libra, I find you to be incredibly level-headed. And I don't know if that's just because I'm a Pisces and I'm not. But I find you to be just really a breath of fresh air. And this Queen of Swords is very level-headed. You see those butterflies? They're dancing up above her sword, right? It's because she is not in any way volatile. Yeah, she has a sword. It's not so much for defense. It's more of a warning, to be honest, to be truthful with her. She has the capacity to stab you through, the stomach, or just slice your head off, whatever it is. She has that capacity. And here she has a head in her hands. Yes, it's her shield, but she probably won't do that to you. She is not a volatile person. She is a very grounded, level-headed, fair person. If if something's presented to her, she's going to listen to it and hear it out. If she doesn't like it, she's going to tell you, I don't like it, please, move on to the next candidate. If she likes it, she will tell you. There's no games, there's no, backwards energy, nothing like that. So you right now are in this very level-headed, very air energy, very, awesome Libran space. Good for you. I like that. This is good too. In the area that Spirit wants you to prioritize, we have science. Yeah, the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords traditionally is like moving on to calmer waters, but in this deck, it says science, and what I indicate that to be is research. If you look, all of these swords are pointing toward this one screen, and to me that indicates like a bunch of ideas coming from one source, right? Or through one source. So Libra, you might be right now in this energy that you need to be researching things. You need to be prioritizing things, getting things in order. You could be getting ready to move. You could be getting ready to start something, but you have ideas about this, and you're looking into it. I like it. An area that the universe is saying, hey, I want you to put more energy into this. It's good for you. It'll help you evolve. We have the Princess of Wands. Now, the Princess of Wands is like the page, and pages into mere curiosity. So there's some kind of curiosity you have towards passion and towards sharing that passion. We see the fire and we see the tiger, and the tiger is representative of bravery, okay? And then this flames is passion. Well, not only has she has conquered the flames and the tiger, but she is trying to share that passion. So Libra, right now, we have you in this state of like being willing to listen, being willing to hear somebody out, actually putting time and effort, maybe energy and research into whatever decision or choice or listening that you're doing, and you having a desire to share this passion. What Spirit wants you to acknowledge, though, is you have some indolence to deal with. I kind of got this with your last one, but we don't do that. We're not building on. We're just accepting what's here. Indolence, actually, we talked about with Aries, and I think Taurus too. Indolence is not in idleness, right? It's not laziness. It's an unwillingness to deal with emotions or deal with things. And then here we see the emotions. So we have this guy and he's walking away, but Libra, where is he going? He's under the full moon, which to me is like illusions. Does he think that path is going to continue on somewhere? No, he has to go back the way that he came, but he doesn't want to. He's unwilling to deal with these emotions. And so universe is saying to you, there are emotions that you have that you're unwilling to deal with. Or maybe you are in, no, this is for you to be more authentic with yourself. So yeah, you have emotions that you're unwilling to deal with. And universe is saying, hey, focus on that. Pay attention to that. Admit that. Deal with that. To be more authentic with yourself. And that's fair because, like, we all live. We're all born and we live, and in that time we incur some kind of damage. All of us become damaged in one way or another. Trauma should not be comparable, but like there is a spectrum. There's a wide range of trauma. You could have been, bought and sold on the black market, or maybe your grandma moved into your house for 2 weeks when you were 13 and you had to share a bedroom. Or you had to give up your bedroom and sleep on the couch. And that was like the worst thing that ever happened to you, but like it really impacted you. Trauma is not comparable, but there is a range. We all go through that. So it is totally fair and viable to say that, we have to deal with it too. We all go through stuff, so we can't just not acknowledge it. We have to deal with it to move on. But also, I love about the acknowledging part is that this is always indicative to me, this position, of a way that we can act like a role model for the universe. Libra people think all the time that, you're super nice, you're super balanced, you're very romantic. But if you can come off as someone who also, deals with things, like actually tries to deal with things, you're setting a very good example for other people. They're looking at somebody who might be seen as an air sign, but this is very stable, this is very grounding. When you show people that you have emotions, that you care about things, it shows that you can be fixed to something, which is like not very air energy. So you can showcase yourself to be something that other people don't think that you are. And that in its turn, one, will help you find the help that you need, and two, help other people see that, wow, if Libra can be honest about what they're going through, I can be honest too. And that's super fair. And this position of what Spirit wants you to let go of is change. Yeah, something here is not going to move. It's not going to work out the way that you think, or it won't move now how you think. So universe is saying, you just gotta let go of that for now. I probably think that would have something to do with not dealing with stuff. And the position of something the universe wants you to acknowledge, what's in your environment, is this King of Swords, okay? So I think, Libra, you do know what you want, and that's good. We also have, I don't do relational readings, but I mean, we're not alone in the universe, so, your reading can have to do with other people. Here we have the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords. So it could be that this energy is directed towards someone else, or we want to direct this energy towards someone else. Just really quickly, I see the Queen of Swords, we said, was fair and balanced, and you're making a fair and balanced decision about something that you're taking time and research into, something you're probably also passionate about. When things work out, it's usually because we have the right ethic and because we have the right desire. But it doesn't seem like things are actually moving forward right now. They have the potential to, they definitely do, but because I see this not acknowledging something, there's something that you're not acknowledging that's actually keeping you from moving forward, right? Because he won't go back, and he can't go forward. And the funny thing is, the joke's on him too, because like, look, he's walking away from cups, but if he goes off that pier, he's just trapped in emotions anyway. That's what the water is. He went from having like 3 things to deal with to an entire ocean. So joke's on you, baby. Oh, sorry, not on you. I'm I'm just saying, like, if you don't deal with one thing, it becomes two things. The two things become 3, 4, 5, 20, and all of a sudden you're faced with an ocean. Message from universe, though, is this Four of Cups, luxury. You have the luxury of not seeing something right now, Libra, luxury. We see that she has 3 cups in her hand. And we see that the moonlight is reflecting her up until those 3 cups. We see that her head is not reflected, and neither is that 4th cup. So whatever it is, it's been failed to be integrated. There's something that you're not dealing with, Libra, that needs to be dealt with so that you yourself can be fully integrated. The Queen of Cups, her reflection is fully integrated and fully reflected in the water by the moonlight, because she is someone who has gone fully within herself and decided what was right for her, which direction she wanted to go, where she wanted to invest her love and her time, and she came out of that energy. And so she knows herself very well. She's fully ingrained, but there is part of you, Libra, that you have yet to deal with. So let's start clarifying. I used the Shamanic Healing Oracle deck, unless I didn't tell you last time. Let's see. So we said you were in this Queen of Swords energy. You're feeling fair. You're feeling balanced. Because you are ascending. That must be very nice, Libra. That's super good. Okay. The Queen of Swords is someone who is non-reactive, right? So we said that she's fair and she's balanced, but she's also the kind of person who would just let things go. You know, somebody hits your car accidentally with their door at Walmart in the parking lot, and you're just like, somebody's not wearing their mask in public and they have it down past their nose, and instead of being like, that's not how you wear it, and then getting into like a 5-minute argument with the person in Walmart, you just, okay? Part of that is the ascension. Part of that is understanding that people's problems or things that are going on around you have nothing actually to do with you. And in that way, you can stay fair and balanced because you can give yourself emotional space from these things. It's also leading to this transformation. I love that, okay? That's great, because an ascension, you are you, but you are you to a higher degree, a higher standard than you've ever been. And that's super great. I love that. So the universe wants you to prioritize some kind of research. If you're trying to stay in this fair and balanced energy, then yeah, keeping yourself researched, keeping yourself knowledgeable, continuing to make effort towards staying in that state, research. There are unlimited possibilities. That's beautiful. When we take time to go inside and get to know ourselves, we can figure out what it is we want to put energy and efforts towards. And when we can do that, we can take that time, you'll actually find that there's lots of things that you're interested in, lots of ways that you could, disperse energy. Divine timing. So I think that whatever it is that you're looking into, you're going to get, definitely, Libra. Your energy is being fair and balanced. You're the scales. So you understand how to keep things, equal, on equal footing. So if you're putting in a lot of work to something, you also know how to get out of that too. I'm not going to put into something that I'm not getting out of. So you find ways to keep things balanced around you. If there's something you want, you're going to get it. It's just going to take a minute. And it probably revolves around dealing with those things we don't want to deal with. The universe says that you have this curiosity and this passion, and it wants you to prioritize more of that passion. So you are interested in something that you're willing to hear about. You're looking into research about it, and you have the passion to go after it. But it's a struggle right now. And that's fair, because coming into new energy is always difficult, Libra. Even those scales, they don't balance themselves out. They have to be, adjusted to get to being balanced. It's not easy to do, but it's not incredibly hard. It just takes time and effort, like everything else. But if you have this passion, it's a struggle right now. And it could be a struggle because of the not dealing with those feelings of whatever they are. Yeah. This passion, though, if you follow it, so if you have the princess right now, she's like a page. If you follow it, if you continue this research and decide that this is something that you do want to go after, you follow that sense of curiosity, it can lead to movement. And then once you become queen, it leads to stability. And then once you become a king, it's like something you have based or built a foundation on for a kingdom. But you have to follow that sense of curiosity. I think right now that even if you wanted to follow that sense of curiosity, you'd have to either walk off this pier or run into all those cups. It's up to you, Libra. Let's see. Okay, so we said that Spirit wants you to acknowledge this indolence, this unwillingness to deal with these emotions, and they want you to grow from it. Notice that you're not dealing with them, and then like look for ways to deal with them. So if you want, there's like my email address and my Instagram in the box below. You can totally email me. I can do one of these for you personally, just so that you can get a better idea of what it is that you're going through, or where, like, you know, this sense of like not dealing with stuff is coming from, so that you can move on. Because right now you're trying to ascend, and there could be just like minor blockages in your way, but it is a blockage. But if you want to learn how to grow through that, I also recommend therapists or psychologists. I always will, no matter who you are, no matter when it is, no matter where we are, in public, I don't give two shits. I will always recommend professional help. Just because, like, I went through things when I was growing up that, like, people shouldn't go through. Like, you shouldn't go through them. And I had no idea how to deal with that. No one around me knew how to deal with that either, because, like, whoa. You know, and then you find a professional that makes you feel comfortable and safe, and you can open up about those things, and then they have the capacity and the knowledge, the skill to deal with those things. So I always recommend professional help. Universe says you need to pay attention to the omens. Okay, so there's things going on around you. Right now, it's springtime. I don't know about you, but I see hawks everywhere. But there are things around you. Some people pay attention to numerology. But this is your sign that, like, you know, you need to go in the right direction for what's right for you and your highest self. Universe says, let go of this idea that change is coming, okay? In the traditional tarot, he's balanced. But right now, what he looks like here is like the yin and yang, right? This infinite possibilities of how good and bad can be arranged. And that leads to changes. But the universe is saying there aren't the changes. Change isn't going to come. You have to change. You have to deal with those feelings. Duality, right? So we just said this, he has this infinity symbol, and we have the light and the dark in there, and that's the sense of duality, right? So right now things might be, you know, good, or they might be bad, but universe is saying that you can't depend on that change to come now, but you should be ready for it whenever it does change. So keep your mind open and optimistic. Just don't hope too much for right now. Things aren't going to change to address your situation, because it's not the situation that needs to change, it's how you're dealing with the situation, which is not dealing with the situation. It's going to take some kind of emotional release, which should be fine, Libra. I find that you all are, you know, really akin to me, Pisces, and Cancer in that way. Like, we can have these emotions, and it's okay. They don't have to define us, so I'm not really going to beat that part. But universe is saying that there is knowledge and that there can be movement with this King of Swords. Traditionally, the King of Swords is just sitting there. He's very calm. He isn't moving, but he is on a horse right now. So universe is saying that there can be movement to get out of this energy. You just have to, like, move towards it. The King of Swords is very balanced. I was trying to think. He's really mature, but you can have movement towards it. You just have to honor your own energy, okay? Libra, I'm not sure what this reading is about. You will know. And like I said, if you want a private one, I pre-record them just because my schedule's really weird, but my email address and my Instagram are in the box below. I see that this not dealing with things and, like, hoping that, you know, because hoping by ignoring it, it'll go away. And the universe is saying it's not going to do that. You have the capacity to deal with the situation, to find the information that you need, you know, because you're researching now to deal with the situation, and you have the ability to move forward. When this king does move forward, you see these crows right here? You've heard the expression, as the crow flies. It means that they just pass, they fly above everything, and they just, you know, they clear mountains, they clear forests, they clear lakes. Nothing stands in their way. So when you decide to move through this, Libra, when you make this decision to move for yourself, you're going to be able to get there. I wish I could like give you more like specifics, but I just don't know. But it's going to come from honoring you, doing things how you feel like they should be done. You know, I think it's really interesting how seeds get planted. So maybe you were growing up as a kid and you were, you know, didn't bring a book to class on a day you were supposed to have a book report. And then the teacher's like, okay, we'll just go pick one from the bookshelf. And so you just pick like a random book, and the book has pandas in it. And you're like, what the hell is a panda? I've never seen this in my life. And so you learn all about pandas. And then because you like pandas, you decide that you like anything to do with China, and so you watch Mulan and you're like, wow, I really love that too, and that's super super exciting, and that leads you to read stories about ancient China. And then you learn about the, like, you know, the Great Wall of China and the Yellow River and ancient Chinese traditions and things. And then you go to college and you meet all these people from foreign countries, and you decide, well, if I get the opportunity to study abroad, I'm gonna go. And then you do, and then you go to China. It's really interesting how like small things, just really small things, can like snowball in your life. Libra, I highly, highly, highly call you to pay attention to those snowballs, because what they really are is they're planted seeds. This is the universe's way of indicating to you what is right for you by, you know, giving you directions inside of you, in your intuition, but what feels good and what inspires you. Because, you know, you could end up going to China and then learning Mandarin and then using that later on in life. I don't know where, because no one in Missouri speaks Mandarin, but like you could use that, you know. So I totally see that there is this possibility, this strong capability within you to decide where you're going to go and then go after that. If it is a person, then I think that, you know, you'll make that decision on your own. If it's walking away from a person, dealing with these feelings, then that's what's going to happen. But you have the capability, right? So honoring your energy, making that movement, just really means like doing what's right to you, Libra. Like if you grew up, you know, and maybe like an early memory you had was being at a wedding, and you really liked how the bride looked and that everyone liked her and they took pictures, and then so growing up you like liked dresses and you liked playing dress up and like getting attention because it reminded you of that bride and how beautiful she was, and it made you feel beautiful. And then so when the opportunity to get married came along, you were just like, yes, I want to be a bride. I want to be a bride, not, yes, I want to be married to somebody for the rest of my life. And so when the opportunity came, you were like, yeah, I want to be a bride, and so you got married. But then, you know, very quickly that the illusion wears off, and you're like, oh, actually, this isn't just about being pretty. This isn't just about wearing a nice dress. This is actually about living with somebody and getting things to work. Those seeds get planted, and whatever is true for you, whatever feels good for you, is what you're supposed to follow, because those will teach you lessons. Yeah, okay, so maybe you get into that relationship just wanting to be a bride, and then realizing, wow, it's actually really hard. And maybe you decided that person actually isn't even somebody you want to be married to. It's okay to get a divorce. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to decide that you don't want that anymore. You still followed that seed, and that seed will teach you what it is you don't want. You can still follow that seed. You can still say, yeah, you know what? I know that I was married once and didn't work out, but someday again, I want to be another bride. You should really work on the mentality. I want to be married and understand what that's about and like be better at it and stuff like that, or whatever it is that you want. But follow those seeds. Honor your energy. What seems right to you, Libra? Just follow that, okay? That's what the universe's signposts inside. Their guiding intuition is that. And it's going to lead you to abundance. It's material abundance. I only have 2 cards for that. I have this feeling that the more we meet ourselves, the more we make ourselves open and available for abundance to find us. Which is funny because that next card, message from universe, is luxury, Libra, luxury. But I really feel like it's the luxury of integrating all these aspects of yourself, or the luxury of not acknowledging something, which would be nice. It's a perception, yeah. So we're going to have to take a perception check on this, Libra. Remember that when we develop habits of not dealing with stuff, I mean, here we are, we're in this, it's so strange because here we are, we really are in this Queen of Swords energy. You're willing to hear somebody out, but I don't think you're going to like out of your way to hear the story. You might be going like second party or like through the internet, or you're trying to find some information, but whatever it is, you're not dealing with it yourself. And if this is a habit, or this is a pattern or behavior, it might stem from a belief. And if you have a belief about why you shouldn't handle things, or why you can't face these things, or why you shouldn't be doing something, then that's a perception check we have to look at. Where do those beliefs come from? If this is, a relationship that's coming to an end, but you're not letting it happen, or you're not dealing with it, where do those beliefs come from? If it's a job that you really don't like and you want to leave, but you don't, why? Oh, well, because I always thought that, you just have one job your whole life. Okay, well, that's a system of beliefs. We gotta look at that, because people can have like multiple jobs. Hell, even the president has multiple jobs. He's only president for 4 years. What's he doing in his other 94 years, right? 96 years? 96 years. Healing energy. I really feel like looking at this pattern of beliefs is going to help you integrate more into yourself, because it's so funny sometimes how we can hang on to beliefs that we don't necessarily even believe until they're brought up or addressed. It's really funny. I'm trying to think of a good one. This is really TMI, but I have a friend who has I have a friend who was raised religiously, devoutly religious, and she has a brother who is one of my also very good close friends. And we were having this conversation one day where masturbation got brought up. I know it's so TMI, I'm really, really sorry, but he was religiously raised, and he told me that masturbating was a sin, and that you do it because the devil is enticing you with demons in your head. Now that might be well and true, but let me tell you something about masturbation. It actually releases endorphins. It actually helps promote oxytocin release in your brain. It's actually good for stress, for lowering heart pressure. It's good for all kinds of things. When endorphins are released in your skin, it actually encourages what are those things? Blueberries has them. Blueberries has a bunch of it. But it's good for your skin too. It's good for your hair. So you can say that there's demons or whatever, but I want you to know that it's actually a normal thing, and most people do it. And his jaw was people do it? And I'm like, yes. It doesn't make you a demon. Regular people do it on the regular. So this was just a belief that he held until he asked somebody about it. And I was like, no. And he was like, what? But that kind of stuff happens to us in our lives. We literally go our whole lives believing a certain thing to be true, and then we get older, and then it comes up, and people are like, what? So that can allow us to heal in a lot of ways, because now my friend's brother doesn't feel like a demon just because his body has urges, So you can really let in a lot of healing energy. That was my last card on this, Libra. I'm just going to give you a quick recap. I see someone here who is in the energy of being willing to listen to something, to hear something out. Even being willing to, universe is saying you should even be willing to put the energy into researching what it is you want to know about. And that there's some kind of curiosity. There's some kind of brave, courageous sort of curiosity going on here about whatever it is you're listening to. But overall, I get this sense of you not being willing to deal with something, because the universe is saying that you're not willing to deal with it. And it wants you to acknowledge the unwillingness, because that's the part that's holding you back. I think that maybe you believe the situation will change. The universe is saying let go of that change is just not how you think it's going to happen. It's not coming for you. You can change yourself, because universe is saying there is a King of Swords in your environment. You could be the person who has the ideas, and you have the capacity to move forward, but you just really, we're just not dealing with it right now. And because of that, we aren't fully integrated with ourselves. But fully integrating ourselves, allowing for that perception check, is going to lead to a lot of healing energy. So I hope that was helpful for you, Libra. My email address and my Instagram is in the box below. Have a good day.